Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel Leela WebDev. In this video, we will learn about how to pass the props to the root components. That means normally the params which we are trying to see it, right? So those params we can access it only through the route.params. If you see in the single post which we have did it earlier, so here in this one we can achieve these params, or otherwise we can get these params only through the route.params. In vue.js or in the view router, we also have an option to send the route params as a props also. Using $route in your component creates a tight coupling with the route, which limits the flexibility of the component as it is only used for a certain URLs. While this is not necessarily a bad thing, we can decouple this behavior with a props option. Why? Because we can reuse this component in somewhere by passing the same ID as a props, right? So that is the reason instead of using this route.params, we can also pass this route.params as a props. So how we can send it? Let's try to see. First of all, for defining the props, what we'll do? So we know that constant props is equal to define props. We use the global method which is available, define props, and let's say that we are passing that one as an ID. Okay, so this is the params.id we are using, the same ID we are using. Let's see console.log props. Okay, and also I will print console.log route.params also. So which one is having the details? Now if you see the single post details, if you go here and if you go to the post and if I click on the view post, here I'm able to see that ID is undefined while we are passing through the props, but ID is equal to 1 is there in the route.params. Now I want to pass the same ID as a props also. For sending the same ID as a props, what we need to do is, so let's go to the main.js which is available here. In this main.js, in this single post, I need to mention as props true. That's it. So for this single post, we need to send the this root params as a props. We need to make this as props true. Now if you try to see here, if I refresh this page, now see both the props is having and also the route.params is also having the route params. So this is one thing which I want to tell you. So not only using the props, now you can use it directly as instead of using this props dot route.params, you can use directly as a props.id. Okay, you can use it. And if you want to make it something like a validation and all those things, means you can make these all the things you already know. So ID will be passed as a string. So that is the reason I am using. So now you can also use this like this. It's not a problem. So it will work very fine. So now we got the we understood how we can pass the route params as a props. What about the named views? For example, let's say that we are having a named views here, right? So we are having a named routes here. So if you want to pass this one, so for example, let's say that about slash id we are having for this one also. Let's say we are having an id about slash id. When we are trying to send it, so will these params or otherwise root params, how we can access it? Let's go to the about.view. You go to the about.view and left sidebar dot view and also right sidebar. Oh, sorry. Also, these are the two things which involve in the about component, about page. Now, if I try to use this here, script setup, okay, script setup, and let's have the same thing. Constant props is equal to define props of id. So we will get the id, and let's console this props. So console.log about page, and we'll be having props. That's it. Now this is the thing, and here I will copy the entire thing. I will paste here in the left sidebar and also in the right sidebar also. Right sidebar I will write here right sidebar, and here in the left sidebar I will write it as left sidebar. So now what we have did is both in the about component and left sidebar component, right sidebar component, we need to access this ID which is sent as a route params. Now if you try to see here in the main.js, so these are the in about slash ID. So these three are responsible. Now if you see here and if you go to the about and here about slash 3, if I press it here, so you'll be able to see right sidebar object like this. We are able to see it, right? Or otherwise what we can do it is, let's wait. So what I will try to do it is, So here we are getting it as an object, right? So for example, let's say I will copy this one and I will paste it here somewhere like console.log at the top. Okay, we'll have it like this, and this one is console.log. Now let's copy this one all, and here also I will paste it the same thing. Let's rechange it so that we can able to understand the right sidebar. Okay, right sidebar. I am making it as a separate so that we can able to understand. Left sidebar, right? Yeah. Now if you see the output here, so now we are able to see id is undefined, id is undefined, id is indefined, both in the about page, and here why it is about page again, right side, left sidebar, and right sidebar, and about page, right? Hopefully now the thing will work, I think. Let's see. Yeah, in the right sidebar page we are able to see id undefined, about, and left sidebar. So here all the places id is undefined, but we can able to access it through the route.params if we try to observe carefully. Now if I want to get this one as a props, then what I need to do, we know that this one is an multi named views. So here what you need to mention is, so for which one you need to send the thing. So for example, I want to send to the default as true. Okay, but I don't want to send it to the right sidebar. Okay, I can make it as a false, and I don't want to send it to the left sidebar, and I can make it as a false. Now if you see here, only the about page I am trying to tell that id should be passed as a props. In left sidebar and right sidebar it should not be passed. And if you see here, in the only in the about page we are able to access the id, but in the left sidebar, right sidebar we are not able to access it. And if I make this one as a true here, so right bar also can be able to access. Now if you see, right bar also can be able to access it. See here, right bar also, left side bar also can be able to access it. Okay, left. So I have interchanged it, right? So fine. So true. And this one also can able to access it. So fine. So this is how, when we try to pass the routes, we can pass it like this. Now when we have a static routing, okay, let's say that when we have a static routing, like let's say let's say this home. Okay, so it is having only a single component, home. Okay, and I want to pass some static property props to this one. Okay, we can send the static props name Leela webdev, like this we can pass it, not a problem. Now if you see here, let's go to the home page. If I go to here, home.view, where is this home.view? Yeah, here. And here if I want to access this one, script setup. Okay, and here we can have constant props is equal to define props of id. I can have this id, and let's console.log of props. So if I do the console.log of props for this home, and if I go to the home page, I think I have id, right? So it should not be id, it should be name. Why? Because we have sending the props name, right? So now we are able to access this props also. So that means when you are having a static, okay, when you are having a static routing, when props is an object and you are having the props, so useful for when the props are static. So now this is where we can send it. And the last one which I want to tell you is, not only this one, we can also send the query parameters also. The query parameters also we can send it. For example, let's say that I am having a search user or anything. So I am having some component search user. Let's say we are having a template div search user. So this is the div. And if you go to the main.js, I will add here path. Okay, if anybody comes to search, I need to load the component search user. Now load the component, and here let's go into this one. So here we can have search user, and it should be search user.view. Search user.view. That's it, right? Now if you want to see the output, so if I go to the search here, okay, forgot the comma, I think. Props. Yeah, here it should be. Yeah. Now if you go here, and if I press search, so we are able to see the search here. Okay, search user. Now let's say that I am passing some such query. So Q is equal to Leela webdev. So I am trying to pass this one query, and I want to capture these query parameters in the props. So how can I do this one? So we can also do this one also. For example, let's say that we need to capture the query parameters, not the params this time. So you can have props, and props will be route, and here we need to return. Okay, so we need to return, or otherwise you can use it like this also. So I will be return query, okay, route route dot query dot q, which is we are mentioning. So now we got the query, and here if you go into this one, let's have the script setup, and here constant props is equal to or otherwise we can have directly. I think the props we can access it directly. Let's see whether we can able to access it or not. Props dot query, okay, dollar props dot query. So what, where from where this one is coming? So this query is nothing but this one. Now if you see the output, if I refresh this page, as I pass to the component, you query search query or something like that, it's happening. Okay, let's leave it. So let's do something like here only. So here I will be having constant props is equal to define props of query. Okay, I will be using this query, and here let's see whether we can able to access it or not. See, I am able to access it. Whatever the thing I am trying to use it here, I am able to access it. Not only the params, we can also access the query parameters, and we can pass it like this. So here what we have seen it like this. So this is all about how we will be passing the props to the routing components. So why? Because we will be passing to this one to the routing components means in order to make it reusable component. Okay. So this is all about this one. So what I will try to do is I will commit this one in a video-61. If you want to refer this code, so you can access in the branch video-61. So this one all passing props to route. Okay, and I will show you the GitHub link and all those things is provided in the description below. So if you want to have this access means you can go there, and here also I will show you the github.com. So many people are asking me, so that is the reason I am explaining you in every video. And here if you go into the view composition router, I think maybe this one will be video-61 may be committed. Yeah, video 61. So these are all the branches which I have created for every video. So if you are seeing any particular video and you want to reference that particular code means, you can go to this video branch and you can check it. Hope you understood about this processing props. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you.